Alright, we're going to work on my buddy's AK, see why it's not feeding. He's telling me it's not feeding very well. The last time I tested this, it only fed if I had the BBs to the mag really wounded. So I'm going to go through the gun and show you what happens, or how this is happening now, and then kind of talk about how to fix it. So we're going to take out this AK right here. And we're going to take out the magazine. First, always suspect the magazine first. That way you don't have to go through everything and be like, wow, I wasted all my time when it was just the magazine. So, okay, so here's a mag, filling it up with BBs. Alright, pretty full. Close it. Start winding it. My hands are already tired today. This is too much for me. I'm going to keep winding till you hear a click. There you go, click. Alright, so you open up your bag here. Got a box underneath. Bag, plastic bag. You just want to shoot upwards, hitting the release button, hold it, and see how many BBs come out. Not the best I've seen, of course, but you can count how many BBs there are here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 30 BBs right there. So, should easily load up 30 like this. So the next step is to take the AK apart and check how it cycles through it. Alright, so let's open this thing.
The LAPD did launch an internal investigation into Dorner's complaint, but found, quote, the alleged kicks had not occurred. Dorner writes, quote, the department stated that I had lied and made up the report.
I already see an issue here. The brass on the cylinder head is terrible. It's starting to angle the air nozzle. You don't want that. I just pulled the interversal latch. So this is starting to go off at an angle. It's going to need a new cylinder head probably pretty soon.
Dorner writes, with discovery and evidence available, you will see the truth. The evidence Dorner
just undo all these.
Testimony of Gettler himself. Court documents show he told the LAPD he was kicked by a female police officer. Gettler's father also testified that his son told him about the attack. NBC4 Los Angeles spoke exclusively with Gettler's father, who says he remembers that night in 2007.
Okay, so here you're going to want to use this.
Told him he was kicked.
You don't have a spring guide in the back with a hole, so
The LAPD has suppressed the truth
use this first.
and has now led to deadly consequences. But did the LAPD really suppress the truth?
Do here. This makes it easier if you just hold this down right here while you open it.
By the Board of Rights, who say, quote, while the board acknowledged that the testimony of Gettler and his father indicated a kicking had occurred, Gettler is schizophrenic. The board did not find him to be a reliable witness and found his father's testimony was hearsay.
Make sure all these
The board also found that
stay down so it's easy to work on.
was considering giving Dorner a negative review, and he falsely alleged the kicks in order to stop working with her. Dorner challenged his firing in the Court of Appeals, but lost. But this incident is not Dorner's only problem with the LAPD. He also accuses officers of rampant racism, saying they used racial slurs on the job. He writes, quote, the department has not changed since the Rampart and Rodney King days. It's gotten worse. In his manifesto, he promises, quote, terminating officers because they expose a culture of lying, racism, and excessive use of force will immediately change. The blue line will forever be severed, and a cultural change will be implanted. You have awoken a sleeping giant. Dorner promises violent retaliation against the LAPD until his name is cleared. Whether or not his claims are true, police say he is already delivering on that promise. Or wherever Christopher Dorner is right now, police say they believe he could have dozens of weapons with him. In that manifesto, Dorner bragged about his rifle and small arms training. He even calls himself a top shot. So what does his background tell us about how dangerous he is? Brendan Webb is a former Navy SEAL and editor-in-chief of SoftRep.com, a website focused on the special forces community. Brandon, thanks for being with us. Obviously, you don't know Christopher Dorner. You did not work with him in the military at all, but you've taken issue with the perception that surfaced that he's somehow kind of a highly trained military sniper. You're saying that's not true. Why?
Yeah, well, I think it's just important to be real clear on his military qualifications. There is only one sniper course.
Well, everything looks extremely good. Everything looks brand new still, so there's no friction buildup, there's nothing. Of course, that's proven in the shimming, so piston looks great. Everything looks good. So, except for this, which is starting to bend a little bit, might still be usable for a while. One jam might really screw that up, but everything else looks good. Alright, so let's figure out why we can't really get good feeding. So you want to do is put your sector gear in here.
Would he have received, I mean, with the LAPD, just in regular training, he would not have received
your tappet plate.
Sniper training with them either, would he?
And you want to monitor how it comes back. Put this in.
Los Angeles SWAT guys and they're snipers and they're great guys, but it's a very special.
It's probably best to do it with this test. So put this in too, because you want to be able to see it's going to come back on the cylinder head, not just by itself.
Do you think we'd be looking at a situation more like the DC sniper case instead of these close range attacks, which he's
okay, so we're going to go ahead and just put this whole thing back in there.
Yeah, I think in the case of the DC sniper case, those guys weren't really trained military snipers.
So that's as far back as it'll go, right there.
Tactics, but
Let's zoom up here.
Trained sniper, the Los Angeles Police Department would be in a world of hurt. I can guarantee that much. And
so that's as far back as it'll go.
Disturbed individual and
keep rotating this.
I don't personally see this ending very well, just because
and you can see right there that it does go in fact that far back.
To lose at this point.
And then it starts to go forward right here.
That's where his vehicle was,
and then right there.
Was found. The conditions there have deteriorated a lot.
Now, to me, it doesn't look like it goes all the way forward, so that would be a compression loss. However, we're not going to fix compression because it doesn't want it fixed any further. It's going to shoot too hot. So we're not going to mess with that. Alright, what we're going to do is take the hop-up chamber right here.
I mean, it's an extremely
You're going to put it on.
Having been to survival school myself, and when you're in the mountains and it drops below freezing,
you push it all the way forward, and what you're going to do is check if a BB can get in there. So as you put it this way, you want to grab a BB.
I would probably suspect that he is holed up somewhere, and the main advantage that he has is he, as a former police officer, he understands the way the police departments work, how they communicate, what the response times are. And so in that case, he is at an advantage there.
Right away, BBs can't go right in. Of course, they're not supposed to be able to, so you pull it back all the way. BB falls in easily, so that's not an issue. Let's pull that out.
No problem.
Well, let's go back to our blizzard coverage.
So now what you want to do is look at the design of how it cycles here. So push this all the way forward. And as we pull this up here, hits right here at this point. This point starts to pull back. And right here you can kind of see it's still not really going back all the way. Once it does, it's pretty quick at going forward. You can see how quick the tappet plate goes forward. So it's probably going forward way too quickly. Let me show the front here again. So as we come around, it hits right here, starts to come backwards, and as it starts to come backwards, this is the point right here that is supposed to be the furthest back. Right there. Okay? That is a very small point, because see, look, it starts to go forward instantly. So that can be your feeding issue. So what you want to do, let's pull this back a little bit here and extend some type of clip at the back. If you extend a clip here, make your own. You can make your own out of JB Weld. Cut it, put it on there. What will happen is it'll keep it further back, longer. And as it stays there longer, let's say it stays there to about right here, that's another whole extra cycle, or another whole extra whatever this point, that point number would be. So right here could be like less than a second somewhere. I don't know what you would measure that as, but it's so quick. So as you cycle out of it, you know, this is going to go forward immediately. But if you had twice that, if you had another one right there, it would still be there for a delay of ×2. Now I've seen some go for a delay of ×3. You can see that right there. Maybe go 4, even 5. But you want to be careful that your tap-up spring is stronger than your AEG spring. As you get here and it cycles out, it's got to be able to go forward. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make another clip that attaches onto this and make a delay. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do this with maybe this type of plastic. And it looks right about the dimensions, so I'm going to go ahead and draw this up and then cut it out. So what I want to do here is rotate this around and decide what I want it to look like. So I'm going to cut a square about like this, and then I'm going to find it on there. Okay, so here it is. I glued it on there. And as we rotate this, we can see it stops forward about maybe before 3 teeth. So as it comes around again,
grab some of that snow. Tell me, what kind of snow are we talking? Is it lighter snow?
You can see that it's there.
Thicker, heavier, denser snow? Snowball snow?
Longer.
With my
And then goes forward.
I can't feel anything, but I will say what's hitting my face, I can feel really well. That is, it's pretty
Now what you want to test this with
pretty light, kind of like wind-driven snow out here. And again, it's going to be piling up pretty quickly, but right now it doesn't seem
is with the gearbox closed.
wind-driven, that we're going to be seeing too much piling up here. But wet and cold, I'll give you that. Okay, wet and cold, we'll take it. Andrew, thank you so much. You're doing a fantastic job. We'll come to you a little later here, but as we talk about this wind, we have to talk power again. Jackie Berry is on the phone with me with the National
So we're going to try the gearbox closed.
Yes, I do. New Gold Bond Men's Lotion. Skin strengthening proteins plus 7 intensive moisturizers. Dry skin becomes healthy. Good looking. New Gold Bond Men's Lotion. Man up. Gold Bond. Nothing Deutsch kicks off Peter's Morning Guest Host Week.
All right, I want to take you back out live to Ali Velshi, who has been standing alongside quite the surf,
Okay, so
wind, and the
push
snow
back
really
tap
picking
plate,
up. He's in Dennisport, if you know
check
Cape
it,
Cod.
and then as you
Dennisport,
rotate
which is
here,
the
you see
easternmost
the tap
point of
plate go.
Massachusetts. Ali,
I'm going to rotate all the way you can,
in the worst of it right now, tell me, how does it feel as it's
and you want to check to make sure that nothing's blocked or is going to break while you do this. So you start to rotate this.
Not something I've been able to do for a long time. It's still pelting me a little bit, but you know, we're getting dust. We'll probably get a couple as we're talking.
Yeah, you see it works.
When I last talked to you, we lost power. It came on for about 5 minutes. Then we lost it again for about 20 minutes, and then it came on again. In the last 2 hours, the number of people without power has tripled from just over 130,000.
So it starts to go all the way forward before the probably before 2 teeth hit. The last 2 teeth hit.
We have Nantucket behind me and Martha's Vineyard, but Massachusetts is getting very hard hit by power outages. Get the kind of power outage we had, some kind kinds of power outages are self-mending because the electricity can automatically
Right
be
there.
rerouted through other transformers and things
So
like
what
that.
you want to do is
If you
undo
lose
it.
power because your local transformer blows, or because a power line is developed, that cannot be mended without a work crew. I saw something as I drove up here yesterday, coming up 95. I saw something that I saw before Hurricane Sandy.
Pull this off.
Convoys of work crews heading to the Northeast, positioning themselves to be ready. So there are work crews ready to
And
go.
look at where it is.
Ready to go.
It leaves
Here in
about
Massachusetts,
2
the
teeth.
National Guard have been activated.
And it's all the way forward,
There
so
are, I think, 2,000 active,
that should feed
1,000 active,
really
3,000
well right there.
Bottom line is,
So now what you want to do is secure it.
and this is where it gets serious. If you lose power, you have not prepared yet. It's going to get cold, and you're going to start fumbling around for things to do. So we have to take this seriously.
You want to
If
secure
you are
your
watching this blizzard from home and you have not lost power, you got to make sure that you prepared to lose power. You filled a tub with hot water.
Yes, you wanna
Have you
be
figured out how you're going to get
sure that you
yourself around
secure
flashlights? Have you got blankets? Is your house warm enough? What will you
piece
do?
on there.
Can you account for everybody around you? Can you make sure that you don't start your car?
I'm checking because when you install a piece, you want to make sure the shimming is the same.
Intersperse the coverage of what's going on.
It looks the
with
same.
that warning to make sure people are safe, because at this point,
Okay.
we're below
So now what I need to do is make sure that that's on there really tight, pretty much near impossible to take off. You can see with just slight glue. So what I want to do is shave this down a little bit and make this kind of like digging holes into it so that when you put this on here, it will stay on there very firmly. So I'm going to clean the area and get it ready to install. Okay, so here we are with a fully loaded mag. And you can hear all the winding. Gun's all assembled. Put my glasses on. Alright, so we're going to try some semi first. Sorry, I forgot the AK is backwards. Alright, semi now. Alright, full auto. See if the feeding has stopped. I'm pretty sure it has. That was the first click I heard without shooting a BB. There's a little bit left. You just need to do a lot more winding. So you can see it feeds very, very, very well now after that little modification. Let's empty out the last of the shot, semi. Oh, I have no BBs. No BBs, there's so many on the floor! Anyways, I'm going to chronograph this and rate of fire this and then just post it up. And I'll catch you guys later. So you see how I checked the mag and I showed you the cycle. And then what I did to make it feed very well. So we'll go ahead and see. I'll go ahead and post the data up. And I'll catch you guys later.